Hour 2, this is The Herd, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Live in Los Angeles, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, and FS1. Joy Taylor is joining me. I'm so excited for the next 30 minutes on this show for a variety of reasons. And this is the greatest weekend of the year in sports to me. Started last night, the greatest quarterback of all time setting records. Go out and have a little dinner tonight, have a cocktail or two. Then tomorrow, get ready, baby. Texas, Oklahoma, as good as any college rivalry. And then Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Auburn. That's about as good as it gets. You got the Khabib-Conor McGregor fight, which is going to be unbelievably fun. I cannot wait for that. I've already got my money spent. Conor McGregor is going to dominate him. And then we have a great week of NFL games. A lot of very intriguing games. And Drew Brees on Monday night could set a record or two. So this is fun. This is what we do. This is very fun, Joy. I'm very excited. And now we do Blazing 5. So we had 2-2-1 last week. It was a push after 3 winning weeks. So I love these picks. Blazing 5, we have a sponsor. Presented by Chili's. Here we go.
That's a hot one.
Let's blaze it up.
Fire it up.
It's Collins, Broncos at Jets.
All right, Jets -1.5. I love the New York Jets here. By the way, this is pick 'em in some places, so you could even get a better number than I have. First of all, they've had 10 takeaways this year, and their defense is only allowing 5.2 yards a play. That's top 6 in the NFL. And that counts that god-awful performance last week in Jacksonville when they were terrible. This is a real defense. And Denver, when they have to go east and play an early game, they're 0 for their last 6, allowing 30 points a game. They're not the same team. Denver's really bad going east. And again, the Jets were terrible. Todd Bowles is getting a lot of heat. They bounce back, play their game of the year. The Jets win 26-21.
Raiders at Chargers.
This is a home game for the Raiders, and I get 5.5 points. It's not officially a home game, but it's a home game. It'll be all Raider fans. And I get right now an offense that is absolutely humming. The Raiders' offense is second in the NFL. They have 2 legit backs, Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, a great tight end, 3 legitimate wide receivers. And the Chargers' defense without Joey Bosa has been awful. They're 30th in points a game. The Chargers' defense, their offense is fine. Their defense is shaky. And I really feel like John Gruden saved the locker room in Oakland. A little bit of a renaissance here with them. I'm going to take the Raiders. I get 5.5 points. I think they win outright. Raiders win 27-24.
Vikings at Eagles.
Upset alert. Minnesota +3. I'm taking the Vikings. First of all, if you watch the Eagles secondary, it's been lit up by good receiver. Julio Jones lit it up. Deshaun Jackson lit it up. Vikings have 2 world-class wide receivers. By the way, Carson Wentz is not 100%. Joy and I talked about that about 3 weeks ago. He's not 100%. You can tell he's not 100%. And their offensive coordinator, Frank Reich, is now the head coach of the Colts. We've seen this before. When a great coordinator leaves a city, the offense isn't the same for a year. All right, and Kirk Cousins at Lincoln Financial, he played better there in Philly than any other place in the NFL. 12 touchdowns, 3 picks. Upset alert. Philadelphia's not right. They're not right now. I'm going to take the Vikings to win 24-23.
Cardinals at 49ers.
I get Arizona +5.5. Like it. I love it. The 49ers' last 12 games that Jimmy Garoppolo did not play are 1-11. This has also been a series where the underdog does very well, getting points, and I get 5.5. The Cardinals have lost their last 2 games by a combined 5 points. Here's the thing. Nobody was watching that whole Josh Rosen game last week because they were watching Baker Mayfield. Josh Rosen looked great. Arizona's offense had its best game with points, yards, passing yards, and rushing yards. And San Francisco's a mess on the offensive line. I think I'm getting the better team. I'm getting the better young quarterback, and I'm getting 5.5 points. Arizona goes on the road. Upset win 27-26.
Redskins at Saints.
I love getting teams off a bye, especially when they have a veteran quarterback. Veteran quarterbacks, They get healthy. They get an extra week. Washington and Alex Smith come off a bye. And the defenses in this game, total mismatch. The Redskins' defense is excellent. It's excellent in points, yards, pass defense, and opposer passer rating. Remember, Washington's defense was good last year until every single guy got hurt. Washington got a pass rush. They've got good corners. And the Saints' defense is absolutely atrocious. Now, you think it's pretty good because of last week in the Giants. It's bad. I'm going to go with the upset. Washington spoils Drew Brees' night. Off a bye, wins 28-27. Blazing 5 is brought to you by Chili's, 3 for $10 deal. Starter, an entree, and a Coke, $10. Queso burger, mushroom jack fajitas. Chili's, 3 for $10. Always a winning pick. Now, you do know this. Here are my picks. The Jets pick is particularly interesting. If you make that bet right now, you get a better line than I did because I picked it Monday. I used to have the Baker Moneymaker briefcase. I now have Darnold dollars. I won $1,000 off Baker, and then last week I doubled it down betting against him, and I won. So this week I have $2,000. I am betting it on Sam Darnold to have a very good game as a pro. Darnold dollars. Blazing 5 presented by Chili's. All fired up. I will say this. Let me talk for a second. We have good stuff today. By the way, a little tease here. I'm not going to talk about it now. A little tease. I don't watch NBA preseason. Do you see what happened in the Laker game? I'm going to tell you in about 7 minutes. A real thing happened last night, folks, and it ain't good for Lonzo Ball. It is not good for him. But let me go with this. I think we have the potential for a very good weekend for all the rookie quarterbacks. Let's start with Baker Mayfield. I'm not saying 4-0 for all these guys, but rookie quarterbacks I think are going to have a chance to play really good this weekend. Baker Mayfield faces the Ravens. Okay, the Ravens have dominated Cleveland for the last so many years. They're not going to get up for Cleveland like they just got up for the Steelers. The Ravens and the Steelers is one of the last great NFL rivalries. It was a standalone game. It was a highly emotional game. And Baltimore won that game, and I think there is a natural letdown after a big rivalry game. And especially when you've beaten an opponent, they're looking at rookie quarterbacks. Ravens destroy rookie quarterbacks. And Cleveland, meanwhile, blew a game against Oakland. They're going to come in focused. They've got great confidence because the last 2 games Baker's played for them, they've won 1 and should have won 1. Keep your eye on this game. This is a potential upset. This could be a very good day for Baker Mayfield. Now let's talk Jets. Terrible performance, but Sam Darnold did not have a turnover. Baker had 4 against a crappy Oakland defense. Sam didn't have any against a great Jacksonville defense. Denver's a lousy road team. Watch. This is the way it works in the NFL. The Jets were atrocious defensively last week, and they have a defensive head coach. Todd Bowles is getting real heat. If Todd can't get the defense right, they'll fire him because Sam Darnold's their future. Okay, the one thing they have to be in New York is good defensively. They laid a complete egg last week defensively. They were atrocious. Watch the defense be really good for the Jets against Denver and Case Keenum. Darnold now didn't have a turnover against Jacksonville. I think it would be a very good weekend for Sam. Let's talk briefly Josh Rosen, San Francisco. You didn't watch this game. He was really, really good. In fact, we had Greg Cosell on earlier this week because everybody was watching the Baker Mayfield game, myself included. Only 2 cities got the Arizona game, Seattle and Arizona. The rest of the country didn't see it. As Greg Cosell said, Josh Rosen was excellent.
He looked like he did in college to me. There was a refinement. There was a nuance to his game in the pocket. Made some big throws, plays from the pocket extremely well, has a calm helmet. I thought he threw the ball really well. And it's interesting when you see a quarterback that plays with a refined sense of timing, how all of a sudden the offensive line looks a little better. Quarterbacks who play with a lot of rhythm and timing and get the ball out within the structure of the design play always make an O-line look better.
Okay, so I like Josh Rosen to beat San Francisco. I like Sam Darnold to beat Denver. I think Baker Mayfield's going to be in a very interesting game against Baltimore. And let me just add this. Tennessee, off a huge win over the defending Super Bowl champs, their biggest win of the year, they go up on the road to Buffalo. Tennessee's not a good road team. Last year they were 8. If you go back the last couple of years and look at Tennessee, They've won 8 of their last 10 at home. They've won 4 of their last 10 on the road. So Josh Allen, the rookie, and he's the one that's kind of scrapping right now. But Buffalo's better at home, and Tennessee's not a good road team, and Tennessee's off a huge win. So I think we have an opportunity this weekend for all the rookie quarterbacks who start to have very nice weekends. I'm not saying 4-0. I would not be shocked, however, at 3-1 for the rookie quarterbacks. All right, coming up next, we'll go live to Ben Volen, the outspoken Patriots reporter for the Boston Globe. He didn't like what he saw last night, and did you see, and I know most of you did not a good night for Lonzo Ball. If I'm Lonzo Ball and I watched the Lakers preseason last night, I don't like what I saw and I don't like what I hear, that's coming up. In L.A., it's the Hert.